guys, welcome back to my channel. So today I'm going to be doing exactly what the title says, getting ready to sit on the couch and basically do nothing. Just kidding. I've been trying to stay as busy and as productive as possible, and throughout the video I wanted to talk about a few things that I've been experiencing lately with everything going on in the world. I don't want to dwell on it too much because I don't want this to be like sad and like very repetitive about like what everybody's already talking about, but there's definitely some things that I want to touch on that I feel like if I talk about it, it'll make me feel better and maybe it'll make some of you feel better as well. So I'm just going to be doing a casual, chill, get ready with me, come hang out, do some makeup, and let's get started. Okay, so I've already showered and I've put on some vitamin C serum from Derma E because I feel like we can all use a little extra vitamin C these days, whether it be for your skin or for your immune system. So to further prime my face, I'm going to use the e.l.f. Luminous Putty Primer. I know that their primers are a big hit these days and I happen to enjoy this one, especially because I have drier skin. Work that in with my hands. If you have oily skin or large pores, I would say that this primer probably isn't for you, but if you have normal to dry skin, definitely give it a try. So for foundation today, I'm whipping out the good old Beauty Blender and I'm gonna grab my Fenty Pro Filter Hydrating Longwear Foundation, and I am in the shade 280. Might be a little bit dark for me, hopefully not, because you know, my whole chest is exposed. Just gonna dot this all around my face and then bounce it with my Beauty Blender. So what I kind of wanted to talk about today is some positivity that I feel like I've been experiencing throughout this whole situation, and maybe give you some food for thought that'll make you think a little bit more positive as well. So in the mail the other day, I just got a letter that my job that closed down won't be reopening like ever, like completely shutting down, and didn't get to say goodbye to any of my coworkers, like any of my friends. I met my boyfriend at that job. I have so many good memories. I loved my coworkers and just really sad. So my job that I left thinking that I would be back in a few months, I'm not going back, but my dream is to be able to just keep making YouTube videos and create content. So I'm really lucky that now I'm home and I'm doing this more, and I've been absolutely loving it. So for concealer, I'm also going to be using the Fenty Pro Filter Concealer. And for concealer, I'm in the shade 260. And I'm just going to put this underneath my eyes, on my forehead, and on my chin. My under eye bags have been so bad lately because I've been watching TikTok until like 3 in the morning. I'm sure everybody else has. Are you guys sick of hearing about TikTok? I don't know. I love it. I can't stop. Can't stop, won't stop TikToking. So like I was saying, I love doing YouTube videos, and I feel like I've been seeing more people posting, whether it be on TikTok, YouTube, Twitter, just doing things that they love to do, like cooking or crafts and stuff that you wouldn't really get the opportunity to just sit down and do every day. But now that we're kind of forced to stay inside, and I'm just gonna blend this out using the same Beauty Blender that I used for my foundation. Damp Beauty Blender. Always wet your Beauty Blender, guys. And I hope that my YouTube videos have provided some entertainment and some distraction for you guys, because I'm a person that suffers from anxiety, and I know that I like sit in bed late at night and like panic about like how I have no control over what's going on. But Dr. Mike said, be aware, not anxious, and I've been trying to do that. So to set my face today, I'm using the Anastasia Beverly Hills Translucent Setting Powder in the shade Banana. And I really like banana powders because I kind of like more of a warm finish to my skin. I've had a lot of unfortunate experiences with flashback, and thank God I know how to do makeup now to prevent that, but scary times, y'all, scary times. And I'm just applying the setting powder with the same damp Beauty Blender that I've been using the whole time. If you don't want to use a Beauty Blender, my favorite brush is the Morphe E49 to set your under eyes with, but you can use whatever brush your heart desires. And I'm just putting the setting powder everywhere that I put the concealer, just to lock it in place. Okay, so I just did my brows off camera and I've been baking my face, and I'm just gonna wipe off the excess powder with a big fluffy brush. So for bronzer today, I'm also going to be using a Fenty product, and this isn't sponsored or sent to me in PR or anything like that. I just felt like using Fenty today, I guess. I'm using the Sunstalker bronzer in the shade Island Thing, and I'm going to take that on a Morphe E3 brush. It's a pointed fluffy brush, and I'm just going to swirl right in there and contour in upwards motions, starting from the corner of my mouth to the tip of my ear, just swirling it around. So something that I wanted to get into that I just never got around to purchasing or doing was starting to grow my own succulents and cacti and have some more like plants and greenery in my room. I'm gonna contour just around the perimeter of my forehead just to bronze it up a little bit. Always try to chisel out my jawline as much as possible because, you know, quarantine 15, it's a thing. Face is getting a little bit round. Whatever's left over on the brush that I use to bronze everything up, I'll kind of just wipe underneath my eyes and everywhere that I put the setting powder just to tie everything together and get rid of any like harsh like whiteness or brightness. So I found this succulent starter kit on Amazon and it comes with succulents and cacti, and I planted them the other day and it was so relaxing and so fun. The only bad part is they're gonna take forever to grow. It takes like 17 weeks for them to reach full maturity, which means like their full growth potential. So for my nose contour, I haven't been doing anything crazy lately because my nose is a little misshapen because I had an unfortunate incident that made my nose go crooked. So I'm actually gonna try to contour my nose as best as I can today. I'm gonna first start off by contouring underneath just to shorten it up a little bit, and then bringing it around the tip of my nose because it's very round, so I want to make it look more pointed. So I planted them and it's just nice. I like wake up and I spray them with a little spray bottle and I'm taking care of them and it's just fun. I just hope that they grow. I just hope that it actually works. Just kind of blend it in with the sides just to kind of make everything look the same width. And then I'm just going to contour underneath my lip to give it a more pouty appearance. Just right in that little notch right there. If you contour underneath your lip a little bit, it'll make it look more like full and pouty. And at this point, since I have a lot of powders on my face, I want to just give myself a spritz of setting spray, and for some reason I can't get off of the Anastasia Dewy Set. It's been my favorite setting spray. I love it, smells great, works great. I've been using it for like 2 years now. It's my favorite setting spray. Always keep going back for it. Okay, so for blush, I have my Jouer Blush Bouquet, and it has a few different nice shades in here. It ranges from pinks to purples and more orangey undertone blushes. So I think I'm gonna go for the shade Marigold. It's sort of like a peachy pink. And I'm gonna take that on a Morphe E4 angled fluffy brush. And I'm just gonna pick up a little bit, dust off the excess. And I'm gonna start on the apples of my cheeks and blend it back into my contour. I don't like too much blush. I just like a nice natural flush of color. So I always use tapping motions first just to make sure that I'm not packing on too much color, and then I'll go in and I'll blend it out afterwards. And the shade Marigold has a little bit of a shimmer to it, so it really gives you a nice sun-kissed dewy finish, and it's not too pigmented or too strong. Then whatever's left over, I kind of just dust it around my forehead and on my nose just to give myself a cute little sun-kissed glow. Just to really chisel out my cheeks and my contour, I'm going to take a little bit more of the setting powder on the Beauty Blender and just put it right underneath my contour. This just makes it look really clean and sharp when you wipe it away. It'll just be like a nice chiseled out contour line. You don't have to do this, and I don't do this all the time, but I just feel like doing it today, so I'm gonna do it. So now the fun part, my favorite part, is eyeshadow. So I just used a new method to wash my brushes, and it was the easiest thing that I've ever done, and it took me like less than a half an hour. So let me know if you want me to show you how I've been cleaning my makeup brushes. So I'm just gonna take a little bit, the P. Louise base on the back of my hand, and on a flat concealer brush, I'm just going to pick a little bit of this up and start packing it all over my lid, and I'm going to use it to carve out my brow a little bit as well. And it's really important to get a nice even layer on your eyeshadow base. Don't just rub it around, really pat it on and make sure that it goes on in one even layer. So I kind of wanted to do something a little bit summery, like I really wanted to mix some teals and browns and maybe some like burnt oranges together. So I'm going to grab my Huda Beauty Mercury Retrograde palette. This is probably one of my favorite palettes of all time. I absolutely love it. The colors in here are absolutely stunning. Like, I just can't. I'm gonna take a Morphe M532 blending brush, and I'm gonna grab the orange shade Utopia, and I'm just gonna pack that all in my crease. And we didn't set the eyeshadow base because we want everything to show up as pigmented as possible. So you want to start by using tapping motions to set the eyeshadow base with the eyeshadow itself. If you go in right away and start blending, you're just going to drag the eyeshadow base underneath and it's going to get really like cakey and like wrinkly. So definitely, if you don't set your eyeshadow base, you want to start off by using tapping motions. And then once you have that first layer of eyeshadow on, you can go in and start blending it out a little bit. That is such a pretty orangey color. Love it. I'm gonna take that pretty high up, almost all the way into my brow bone. So now on a more precise fluffy crease brush, a Morphe M330, I'm gonna pick up this shade down here called Karma. It's a darker brown burnt orangey shade. That was more of like a creamsicle orange. This is more of a burnt orange. And when I pick up my eyeshadow, I only pick it up on one side of the brush so I could tap it on and get the most amount of pigment like directed in one spot at a time. Because if you saturate the whole brush, the powder is just gonna be like going everywhere and you won't have as much control as if you just tap it in on one side of the brush, put it on your eye, and then dip in as you need more. Then it's kind of just like a waste of product anyways. So I'm just gonna pack that right underneath that first shade that I put on there, that orangey shade, just to deepen up my crease a little bit. And I could kind of just go in and blend right away because I have that first shade down already, so my eye is set. Okay, so I just caught both eyes up to each other off of camera, and I feel like now that I have this orange on my eyes, I kind of think that a purple sparkly lid would be really cute. So I think I'm gonna go in with this bright purple shade, Ultraviolet, and I'm just gonna take it on my finger, and I'm just gonna spread it all over my lid with my finger, and then I'm gonna go in with a brush after and like clean up the edges. But I feel like with foiled shades or these shimmer shades, you get the most color payoff if you use your finger first, because it really kind of sticks to your lid and sticks on top of each other. Okay, now I'm just gonna go in with a Morphe M434 packer brush, and I'm just gonna take some of that shade on here. It's actually kind of hard to get these shades out of the pan with a brush. A finger really does work best, but I really wanna kind of carve out my crease and like take this all the way around. Bring it around town. Do you guys see why this is my favorite palette ever? So I'm taking a Morphe M421 and I kind of scraped out some of that ultraviolet pigment, and I'm gonna try now to kind of carve out my crease and just give a more general shape to my eye. You can see these like shades are kind of like wet sand. Like they kind of move around and like the pigment like sticks to each other, which is good on your eye because it won't kind of like, it won't flake or fall off, and it glides on really creamy and soft. But they're just a little bit hard to get out of the pan with a brush. One of my favorite things to do with glitter or shimmer shades is to spray the brush and kind of just like pack it on and set it all in place so that it doesn't go anywhere, and it just gives it like an extra sheen. I'm so happy that I went with purple. You see like the setting spray just completely transforms it and almost gives it like a metal-like shine. Okay, and just to highlight my inner corner and brow bone, I'm gonna grab this golden champagne shade, Galaxy. I'm gonna take it on this Morphe E36 Domed Bullet Crease brush, and I like to use this for my tear duct because it's really small and it gets in all the little nooks and crannies. I think this little pop of champagne in the inner corner and on the brow bone will tie everything together just because the lid is so like bright, and I don't want to take away from the lid because it's so gorgeous. So I feel like this champagne color will just tie everything together. For my brow bone, I'm actually just gonna take a clean fluffy crease brush and just dust over my brow bone with that. I'm just gonna take some of this burnt orange shade of Karma and just kind of line my lower lash line with that. And I'm gonna grab that on another Morphe E36 brush because this fits right underneath the lash line perfectly. Something that I like to do is I like to line my waterline with a white eyeliner just to brighten my eyes and make them appear a little bit wider. This is very hard to do in the mirror with one hand, so bear with me. I'm kind of running low on false lashes, but the other day I whipped out my good old lash primer, and let me tell you, my lashes were looking pretty good. So I think I'm gonna go with a natural lash today, which I'm super excited for because I honestly hate wearing false lashes. Like I love them, they look good, but like I'm really not doing anything. So what's the point of gluing lashes on my eye? The glue gets all like stuck in there. It's just gonna be annoying. So we're just gonna wear nice natural lashes today. So I'm just gonna curl my lashes. I need to wipe this bake off of my face. It has been on there for a minute. Actually, just gonna do that quick while I have this brush right in front of me. It wipes away, but it leaves a nice chiseled contour. So my favorite mascara primer is the Tarte Opening Act. This one really separates and lengthens the lashes, and it doesn't get clumpy when you put the mascara over it. So I'm a big fan. I like this one a lot. I don't know if you can see already the difference that it made between this eye. Oh my god, this light is so bright. Between this eye and this eye, they're both curled, but this one has the eyelash primer on it and this one doesn't. And then whatever's left over, I even put it on my lower lash line because why not? Lower lashes need love and attention too. Okay, and I ran out of my favorite Pacifica Dream Big mascaras, so I'm using their Stellar Gaze mascara, which I also really like a lot. So I'm kind of in the mood to do some faux freckles just around my nose area. So I have my Bondi Sands Self Tanner, and I'm just gonna squirt a little bit into the cap, and I'm swirling my brush in here. This is a Morphe M427. See how it has like kind of the little spikies on it? I think this is for cream products, primers and stuff, but when you get it wet, it makes these little like pointy edges, and they're perfect for faux freckles because freckles aren't all the same shape and size, so it kind of makes like a random pattern. I think that looks super cute. I just dotted it in random places, and then in some spots where I think it's too strong, I'll just kind of press it in with my finger and it'll lighten it up a little bit. So for highlighter, I'm gonna grab my Kat Von D Fetish palette, and it has a really nice orange highlighter shade in there that goes on kind of like peachy gold. I'm gonna go ahead and grab that on a Morphe M501, and I'm gonna take it on an angle like this, just how I did with my eyeshadow. So it's on one side but not the other. And I'm just gonna go in on an angle and go back and forth right on my cheekbone. And I just like to take it up into my temples. Ugh, I think that looks so gorgeous. It's like orange, but it's not too orange. It's almost like peachy gold, and I feel like it's just gonna tie this whole look together. And I'm just gonna take some on my finger and dot it right on the tip of my nose and right in between my brows, and just kind of like smudge it out a little bit so it's not too strong. Of course, gotta hit the Cupid's bow. I feel like I just look so glowy. Love that. So last but not least, we have lips, and I want to keep the lips kind of neutral today because I feel like with the whole like purpley orange vibe we got going on, anything like more than a neutral pink or brown would kind of like throw the look off a little bit. So I have my Carly Bible Il Maquillage lip pencil in the shade Luna, and I'm gonna go ahead and line my lips with some of that. Okay, my hand spazzed out so hard. We're just gonna do our best to make it work. And I'm just gonna go over that with the Jeffree Star Liquid Lip in Birthday Suit. A little bit more pinky than what I was going for. My lips are overlined so bad on that side. I feel like, I don't know if I should fix this side or just put more on this side. Ugh. Is it that bad? I think I'm gonna try to put a little bit more on this side and make it work. Okay, I think I'm just gonna have to go with it. I'm sorry, guys. Okay, I'm just gonna give myself one final spritz of my Anastasia Beverly Hills Dewy Set. I'm gonna probably get so annoyed when I'm editing this and I like look at my lips and I'm like, why did I think that was okay? Okay guys, this is the final look. I had so much fun filming this video today, and I love how this turned out. It's giving me like summer sunset vibes. Summer's right around the corner, and I know that times are tough right now, but I just feel like thinking about the warm weather and being outside is just kind of giving me peace of mind, just knowing that good things are ahead. So I hope that this video gave you a little distraction or an escape, something fun to do. And I'm telling you guys, there's no better time to practice doing your makeup than now. If you're not already, go ahead and hit the subscribe button down below and ring the notification bell so that you can be the first to know when I post a new video. As always, thanks so much for watching, and stay healthy and safe. Bye!